All right. I have a live feed. The doors are open for the tribe. So we'll see who shows up. All right. We are live and the doors are open. Gene's here. And Z. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wind Down Wednesday to both of you. So Z, are you waiting for like shift change at the plant for the outage, or did you already get off for the day? Thanks for tuning in. Either way, good to see you. Amy Clum's here. I have been waiting for you since what I lose track. Today's Wednesday, Sunday, Friday. Don't go anywhere. I've got something special just for you. I've been wanting to learn this forever. I still need the lyric sheets, which I hate to use, but I actually need them more for the chord changes. I'm going to get at that in a minute. I don't like teasers, so I'm not trying to bait you to hang around, but I've got something just for you. When I play it, you'll know why. So I've always wanted to learn this song. I had to transpose it into two different keys till I finally found the right one that sat with my vocals. The original was in D, which is fine, but it was a little too high for me, so even though G is higher up on the scale, in the octave I sing it in, it fits perfectly for a lot of my songs that are done in G. So I'm going to get my vocals warmed up, and then I've got my lyric sheet I'm going to kind of tape up. Try not to do it with my cheaters. So we'll see. On time. It's always on time whenever you show up. Thank you for all my tribe. Anytime. I'm grateful for whenever you guys can make it here. That's awesome. Oh, Z said I'm home, going to bed shortly. All right, man. Well, thanks for tuning in for this edition of Wind Down Wednesday. I know you're working the outage at the plant. So get some rest. Stay safe, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Gene, for being here, and Amy. Let's wait no further. Let me get my vocals warmed up. And let's get some music going. How about a little... Sorry, I've had a tough couple of days working. I had 2 clients today, so I'm a little tired. I may yawn on occasion. I will try not to while singing. So let's warm up a little Steve Poltz and Jewel. Hear the clock, 6 a.m. It feels so far. got my eggs, I got my pancakes too. I've got my maple syrup thing that you break the yolks and make a smiley face. I kinda like it in my brand new place. I wipe the spots off the mirror, don't leave the keys in the door. I never put wet towels on the floor anymore, 'cause dreams last so long, even after you're gone. And I know you love me, and soon you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Called my mom, she was out for a walk, consoled a cup of coffee, but it didn't want to talk, so I picked up the paper. It was more bad news, hearts being broken, more people being used. Put on my coat in the pouring rain. I saw a movie, it just wasn't the same, 'cause it was happy. I was sad, yeah, it only made me miss you so bad, 'cause dreams last so long, even after you're gone. And I know you love me, and soon you'll see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, I go about my business now, doing fine. Besides, what would you say if I had you on the line? Same old story now, much to say. Hearts are broken every day. Hey. Brush my teeth and put the cap back on. I know you hate it when I leave the light on. I pick a book up and turn the sheets down, yeah. I take a good long look around. Put on my PJs and hop in the bed. I'm half alive, but I feel mostly dead. I try and tell myself it'll be alright. I shouldn't think any more tonight, 'cause dreams last so long, even after you're gone. And I know you love me, and soon I know you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, a little Steve Poltz and Jewel to warm up. All right, let me, oh my goodness, is this Amanda? Oh, hi, love. My classmate, my former classmate, Miss Amanda. So happy to see you doing well. Sending you, oh, big warm hug. Stay safe, nothing but love. Oh, you sweet soul. Oh, love back to you. Ah, what a beautiful soul she is. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you so much for checking in. I haven't seen you in forever. Loved having you as a classmate. Thank you, Amy. All right, Amy. I'm not going to put this off any longer. But I got to hang... I hate using the lyric sheets, but I actually think I'm okay on the lyrics. It's the chords. But I think I have enough light coming through. I have 3 pages of lyric sheets. I'll show you when I'm done. Hang on, just in case. I'm using my 27-inch iMac, very bright screen as backlighting. So let me hang this a little higher just in case. Okay. Let me see. All right. First time ever. I've never done this. I just learned it. It was a song that Amy shared with me. Gosh, it was well over a decade ago. I love this song. I had to transpose it to a key that was suitable for my vocals. And so I did. So I changed it from D to G, and it sits well with me. And that rhymes. All right. I think I could see most of it. I wrote all the chord changes up on top in black ink so that I could see them. I actually have 2 chord changes here. I have the original key, and then I have mine, so I get them mixed up. Hang on. Where's that? I know that's a C. Oh, I'll figure it out. All right, ready? Here we go. First time ever. I want to show you a picture I drew when I was on the phone talking to you. I made a heart and I colored it red. 'Cause I want you here on my side of the bed. I've been dreaming since I was born, and in my dreams I see eyes like yours. I'll be the pillow when you lay your head. Lay your head. You come and sleep on my side of the bed. Lay down, the sheets are wet like the moon, my love. Dream with me in my room. Lay down. Lay down, the sheets are white like the moon, my love. Dream with me in my room. Lay down. I know you hurt, I feel the pain. Take my hand and come out of the rain. We all need to be comforted. You can get yours on my side of the bed. On my side of the bed. Come lay down on my side of the bed. Come lay down. Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la. I made a heart, I colored it red. I colored it red. Lay down, lay down. I made a heart, I colored it red. I colored it red. Lay down, lay on my side of the bed. And I worked almost as long as that on that ending chord as I did on the song because it had to be very specific. And that's a Beatles. I don't know what they call it, but that's a Beatles chord. So I had to throw that. I had to throw that in there. All right. It's a little sketchy, but I admit I was nervous for personal reasons, which I will not explain. And they don't need any explanation to one person that's logged in here. So this is what I was singing off of. It looks like a mess, and it is. I had 2 transcriptions and 3 pages of lyrics tied together, and I have been rehearsing this since last Friday. Not that it was of any import. It was very important. I've loved this song. I listen to it occasionally, sometimes a lot. And lately I've been listening to it a lot. And it's like, you know what? I want to learn that. And some night when Amy logs on, I'm going to surprise her with that song. So the funny thing is, she plays it in so that's Susanna Hoffs, by the way, from the Bengals. That was a single release from an album she put out in like '91. So she played it in D, but for me it was G. But it's almost the same register for my vocals for hers when you listen to it, because she sings it kind of a lower register, but D was too high for me. So anyway, I was scared to look at the comments because I didn't know how it was going to sound. I really wanted to do it well. It's got some very amazing chord changes in here. They're actually very sophisticated. The key changes. So I had to learn those. Well, I'm still learning those. I actually got the lyrics pretty much down, but I was trying to pay attention to all that mess you saw and follow the chords. All right. So let's face the music. How did it go? Amy said, "Oh, Susanna would be impressed." Oh, well, playing with her on stage, accompanying that song would be amazing. Thank you. I don't know why I don't put my cheaters on. I guess it's just vanity. Or usually I'm just looking at comments and then going back. Okay. Probably heard. You haven't heard. Oh, I listened to it a lot. I watched the music video. I love the music video for that. You're the one that gave it to me. You shared it with me. So I love that song. She says, "Bravo, thank you." It was. I was waiting for it to be a groovy surprise. Thanks, Z. I'm glad you liked it, Amy. I'm gonna work on that more. I feel like when I'm doing really well with it, my vocals sit well, but I was a little nervous, and I just need to learn it so I don't have to look at anything, and I got the chord changes down. Thanks for that. Appreciate my creativity. What chord changes are sophisticated? It's the key changes, actually. I had to correct myself. She does it doesn't change the key over the overall song. She does some pretty cool stuff. Let's see. So now that I've gone through it, and the jitters are gone. I actually had a lot of emotion behind that song that I had to, as you do sometimes when songs bring up memories. I had to spend a couple days working the emotions through. Tonight I was just trying to focus on so much that if I had any emotion coming through, it wasn't gonna. I mean, emotion that will make you like choke up or tear up, not emotion through your vocals. None of that was getting through tonight because I was trying to stay ahead of the chord change. So I like yeah. So the E minor and B minor, it's basically E minor is the minor chord, so it's in G. Oh, because she says, yeah, so I'll just walk you through. I've been talking about doing this lately. I did this once a year or so ago, maybe longer, where I took a Soulful Sunday and I made it a Songwriter Sunday, and I broke down my songs like Springsteen has done and others on, it was a VH1 show called Storytellers. That was a great one. I've got the Springsteen on DVD. I've seen the Alanis Morissette. It's awesome. So they break down their songs and then they play them and they tell you how they wrote them or whatever. So so some of that for her, it starts out in G and the minor chord. I wanna, and that's another little thing. She starts off with the lower, and I kept going, I wanna, and it was wrong. All those subtle nuances. So she goes, I wanna, and she comes up. I wanna show you the picture I drew. And then after she goes, I made a heart and I colored it red because I want you here on my side of the bed. And then she goes into a B minor. I like, ooh, a lower. So first one's E minor, then drops down. Ooh. And then so the other one was, she says, if you'll come and sleep on my side of the bed. And then it's actually a B by like B7. If you come and sleep on my side of the bed. And then it goes back into the lay down the sheets so white like the moon, my love. And then dream with me in, and it goes back to the G, which is the first. This is my room. It goes into F, which is cool. Lay down. And then the guitar piece in the middle is electric guitar solo. So I just had to and then I started humming where the guitar was. So you have to kind of improvise. Anyway, I just like I like her chord choices. I looked it up, and she wrote it with. She had 2 other co-writers on this, people that I didn't know, but she did. She was one of the co-writers. So she's so I like a moon, my love, dream with me in my room, lay down. And then yeah, so once it goes into the last my side of the bed, it just goes into the 4 chords. This is like doo-wop Motown. On my side of the bed, G to E minor, and C and D. Come lay down, and try la la la, try la la la. So just yeah, lay down. It's just a 4 chord repeat. Toward the ending, I made a heart, I cut it red, lay down, lay down. If you listen to the song at the end, it fades out. She actually plays it live. I've watched her on YouTube, the live version. And you have to end the song somewhere because you're not going to fade out on a live show. So at the very end of the track on YouTube, you can hear where it ends. It's just faded down. Lay down on my side of the bed. So that's G, but you can, I know this is just getting songwriter stuff, you can bar G. Here's G in its down its original form. You can also bar it up here. And then when you start lifting strings and opening them up, you get different sounds. So I experimented with all kinds of different ones until I found that one, which is very much a Beatles. And sometimes they would just end it on, I think I Want to Hold Your Hand ends on something like that. So I added in. So anyway, but I took almost as much time figuring out just little letting off strings and putting on strings. What would be the perfect sound to end on? It's not like I'm OCD or put any time in anything. Anyway, I wanted to learn that song. I've always loved it. I love the music video. That's what I played it to. So I watched a few live versions just to see if I could pick up on anything different. And so I did, and that's the ending, just how to end it. Then I listened to it on YouTube, and just as it fades, you'll hear she just ends it on my side of the bed. They just faded it down, so it you couldn't necessarily hear it. But anyway, I'm glad you liked it. I'm gonna have to do some more work on that because I like that song. Well, thank you. Yeah, that was definitely, as I played around with some of those strings, it began to sound very Beatles-esque. So it's like, okay, big Beatles fan. Amy loves the Beatles, obviously, and it's like it has to have the perfect chord at the ending. If I blew that chord at the ending, for me, it would be like I may as well not even play the song. So I have to set it up because I have to skip over a few strings just to get the fingering just right. But that's what you do when you want to play music well or do something. Anyway, that's the first time anybody's ever heard that other than me. So thank you for being here. I was waiting for you to show up. I had it ready on Friday, but it got a little better on Sunday as I was practicing it. And then I thought, then I went through it once earlier after I got home and threw my laundry in and stuff after my sessions. And I went through it one time and I went, I'm ready. If she shows up, I'm playing it, but not until she's here. So I never would have played it for the tribe and said, oh, I've got this. I had to wait. So tonight was the night because it got a little bit better each time. So I'm glad you liked it anyway. Let's see. I know it took a little while, but some things are worth it just to go through songwriting process and transcription. Transcription is easy. It's all based on math. So once I got the original chords, I went online and looked at a few, and you'll get guitar tab and all these different chords, and some of them are just completely wrong. They skipped over the little nuances of chords that she had in there. It's like I'm not going to get anywhere in this, so I'm better off just figuring it out myself, which I usually do, and I did. Perfect timing. Yep. Let's see. All right, so I did that. Oh, I know. So I wanted to do this. I dusted off a few of the Buddy Holly and Ritchie Valens songs for that that winter dance party tribute show, which was great. And so I had a classmate. She and her husband. They're Hispanic, and this was their wedding song, or this was their song. I never knew that. They've been together forever. So I keep waiting for Christina some night to show up, so I can play this for her, for she and her awesome husband Fred. I officiated their daughter's wedding about 4 years ago, actually. She loves this, so I'm going to keep putting this out there, and then maybe the ether will tickle her ear and say, you and Fred need to tune in, and Bruce has something for you. In the meantime, we'll just consider this, because I played this for them before, so we'll consider this practice. So I love this Ritchie Valens song. You're mine, and we belong together. Yes, we belong together for eternity. You're mine, your lips belong to me. Yes, they belong to only me. For eternity. You're mine, baby, and you'll always be. I swear by everything I own, you'll always be mine. You're mine, and we belong together Oh, the late great Richie Valens. I love that pretty little song. uh, let's see. As always, no matter how large or small, it is an esteemed gathering of tribes members. Thanks for checking in. Let's open it up to requests. If you've got something I can remember, I would love to play for you. Just type it in and let's do it. Oh, thank you, Amy. Z's here, Jim. Still here? All right, dude. Heck yeah. Let's my favorite Jim Croce song. Well, I know it's kind of late. I hope I didn't wake you, but what I've got to say can't wait. I know you'd understand, but every time I tried to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kind of strange, but every time I'm near, I just run out of things to say. I know you'd understand, but every time I try to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. But every time the time was right, all the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kind of late. I hope I didn't wake you, but there's something that I just gotta say. I know you'd understand, but every time I try to tell you, the word just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Okay, some of the late great Jim Croce, by request for Dave, before he heads off to bed to saw logs and get back up tomorrow to get that refueling outage for the largest nuclear plant in the free world and in the country going. Thanks for all you do out there, buddy. Working safely. And for those inquiring minds, you can say the same, and so can I. After longer for you now, 30-something years, but after 28 years in the nuclear power industry, I still have to turn the lights on when I come home. I do not glow. Otherwise, I'd have all the lights off in here. That'd be pretty cool, though. Probably not healthy, but just glowing alone to light up the room. But that doesn't happen working at a nuclear power plant. Makes for a great story at the end of the day, and it's urban legend stuff, but it is not true. Anyway, thanks, Aim. Yeah, I went out, as you know, contracting my last 2 years. Z's still out there. He started a couple years after me. His wife, Nita, actually worked on my shift for a while. she's been retired, and I think Z's got about 4 or 5 more years, and he'll be ready. So, and then of course our close friend John is still out there as well. We all worked together in the same department at one time. Now that I mention that, as I mentioned, I've had a couple of days, so give me a yawn moment. 3 more years. Well, I think I asked you last year, and maybe it was 4, so we're counting down, buddy. I know you already know this, but trust me, they pass so quick. You'll be out of there before you know it. Yeah, Z moved over to operations years ago, but he started in security right out of the Marine Corps, as I recall. And I think Z and I were on a day shift together before I got promoted and I took over a night shift. And John was on the opposite night shift to me, so I would occasionally see him. If I filled in for his section later and I ran his shift, I would see John. I made it a point to go find him, and we'd sit together and talk about movies. I want to read the next script he was working on and all that stuff. So, yeah, so we all kind of intermingled at some point. Our lives intertwined over shifts and all that kind of stuff. I think, well, John's old mid shift was called the Scummer Squad, which they lived up to, and they were legendary. However, my shift also was legendary for my steak fries. And that's a fact, because I love to have cookouts occasionally with my shift. And if you worked overtime on my shift, I always bought extra, so you got your choice of either steak or chicken too. And people brought in sides and everything, and we made a big deal out of it. But that's how I believe leadership is. You can still do a really good job and have fun. So Z, you might have heard about or participated. Nita did in those cookouts. Imagine inside of the protected area of the nation's largest nuclear plant. Yes, people did have cookouts, and I actually dressed up as a clown and rode my bike around, honking my horn to kick off the steak fry. I'm a little different, but I think I definitely attracted people in my shift who were extremely quirky and all that, but very diligent and great workers. I was so blessed. So anyway, just a little reminiscing. Yeah, John and I were on opposite shifts. Yep, and he's still there. Yeah, my clown days. Yep, Z remembers a lot of that. Let's do. This one keeps coming to me. After a yawn, hang on. A little Steve Poltz song from Australia that he wrote some years ago. If you look to the east, where the sun never sets, I'll be there at the top of the stairs, you could bet. So just pick up the phone and make a call, all your own. I'll be there when you say your last little prayer. La la la, la la, la la. You hold your head in your hands, and I don't have a way. I'm inside your body and just hang out and stay. Everybody's asking when you're coming back. I don't have an answer, so I fade out into black. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. And I walk so slowly through the broken glass outside, treading on so cautiously. I'm wondering where you hide. I got notes tacked on my walls, and kisses oh so sweet. All I do is wonder when again the two shall meet. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Do you hear me talking to you? Oh, hello again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up a set of. Good morning, I miss waking up with you. $100 phone bill multiplied by 5. You look like a phone to me. Hey, are you still alive? Dirty plates and bottles, will it decorate my floor? I got lots of so-called friends just knocking in on my door. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Do you hear me talking to you? Oh, hello again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up a set up. Good morning, I miss waking up with you. And I just remembered after I started that song, Steve did not write that in Australia. I get it mixed up with another one of 2 that he wrote and released when he was down in Australia some decades ago. But nevertheless, I love that song. Amy says, "Oh, thank you. Yeah, my vocals sit well on that. I agree." Samantha, are you still there? If you are, let me know. I've got something for you. Hopefully she didn't leave. I know people, sometimes it's okay. They're just cruising by and they're popping in. Speaking of, let me check while I'm thinking of it. I think I have, I have a late afternoon and evening client. She's a ER nurse, and her schedule is crazy. So the only time she could get in is Friday. So I'm not going to be here Friday night. That was my point. I'll put a banner up saying so later, but I'll be back Sunday. Renell's here. Thanks for checking in to. It is Wednesday. Wind Down Wednesday. So how appropriate for you and I. We happen to be fans of this, as I call it, Teflon for the blood. So if you sip it, I know you do. If you've got them, sip them. Cheers to you. Clink. That's a virtual Clink. Samantha, my classmate, my former classmate, are you still there? I might have to message her later. She checked in really quick, and I just thought of something I wanted to share with her, but she might be gone. Oh well. All right. Let's see. And Amy says, "Cheers too." Clink, whatever you've got. Here's to your health. Oh, and the Irish side of me, I learned this years ago. I don't. It's an Irish toast. Oh, may you be in heaven a half hour before the devil knows you're dead. So, I remember hearing that years ago, and I've never. It's the only one I know. So, because I'm Irish. May you be in bed in heaven a half hour before the devil knows you're dead. I like that. It's funny. I don't know where I heard it, but I think it must be true. I've heard it more than once. Yeah, I was listening to, watching some YouTube videos last night late, going over that Susanna Hoffs song. So, and then from my friend Jeannie and Kev, Kev and I were in the Air Force together. I love playing this song, and I watched. Well, there's no live performance. It's just the YouTube video for this song of Elvis's that I only learned a couple years ago. I never heard it before, so I feel like playing that one now. That just came to mind. How many girls choose cotton-dressed worlds when they could have satins and lace, and stand by her man, never once letting shame touch her face? How many hearts could live through all the winters we've known and still not be cold? Oh, true love travels on a gravel road. Love is a stranger and hearts are in danger on smooth streets paved with gold. Oh, true love travels on a gravel road. Down through the years, we've had hard times and tears, but they've only helped our love grow. And we'll stay together no matter how strong the wind blows. Not once have I seen your blue eyes fill with envy or stray from the one that you hold. Oh, true love travels on a gravel road. Your love is a stranger and hearts are in danger on smooth streets paved with gold. Oh, true love travels on a gravel road. True love travels on a gravel road. Yeah. True love travels on a gravel road. Oh man, that's a great song. I don't remember who wrote that, but I love it. Vernda's here. What's up, V? Live long and prosper, V. Thanks for being here. Good to see you, my friend. Aim says, your voice sounds especially... Oh, thank you. Maybe when you're tired, you put more emphasis to try to make them sound good, and I get more projection. I don't know. I think so. as a performer. So, because you want it to sound good. V, so you're here. It's a rare occasion we get to be blessed with you. So let's play your favorite request before it was requested. When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world's on your case, I would offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. The evening shadows and stars appear, and there's no one to dry your tears. I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. There's no doubt in my mind where you belong. And I'd go hungry, go black and blue. I'd go crawling down the avenue. There ain't nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. Storms are raging on a rolling sea, down the highway of regret. The winds of change are blowing wild and free, but you ain't seen nothing like me yet. There ain't nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you. Make you happy, make your dreams come true, to make you feel my love. All right, that's for V. Garth Brooks' arrangement of a Bob Dylan song from the Hope Float soundtrack, performed by Moi. So sip 'em if you got 'em. Good to see everybody here tonight. Wow, I can't believe it's almost the top of the hour. Says, thank you, glad to make it for a few minutes live. Glad to have you here as always. My classmate Samantha, she never came back. Samantha, if you're there, let me know. Renell, are you still here? Just give me a thumbs up or something. I have some information for you. I feel like this is check-in night for so many, and leading off with a song that Amy introduced me to over 10 years ago, and I finally learned it. And I debuted that tonight, which I was very tickled and nervous to perform, but I did it. They're all works in progress, so you're welcome, B. Is Renell gone? I think so. Well, that'll wait for another night. My classmate Samantha, my former classmate, she's gone, so I'll have to message her. Let's see. What should I do? Played something for everybody. Gene and Kev, Amy, Gene and Kev, Z, played V's favorite request. Renell's gone, so no requests, I guess. Buffett, yeah, I was thinking of that because I played that the other night. I like that song. Heading up to San Francisco for the Labor Day weekend show. And I've got my hush puppies on. I guess I never was meant for glitter, rock and roll. And honey, I didn't know that I'd be missing you so. Come Monday, it'll be alright. Come Monday, I'll be holding you tight. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back by my side. Yes, it's been quite a summer, renting cars and westbound trains, and now you're off on vacation. Something you try to explain. And darling, it's I love you so. That's the reason I just let you go. Come Monday, it'll be alright. Come Monday, I'll be holding you tight. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back by my side. I can't help it, honey. You're that much a part of me now. Remember that night in Montana, we said there'd be no room down. I hope you're enjoying the scenery. I know that it's pretty up there. We could go hiking on Tuesday. With you, I'd walk anywhere. California has worn me quite thin, and I just can't wait to see you again. Come Monday, it'll be alright. Come Monday, I'll be holding you tight. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back by my side. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back by my side. All right, some Jimmy Buffett by request for Gene. You're welcome. Renell's still here. Are you still here for real? If you are, just give me a thumbs up. I've got some info to share before I finish with one more song. Thanks so much for tuning in on this edition of Wind Down Wednesday. So glad to see my tribe here. Blessed as always, no matter how large or small the gathering. It's an esteemed group of tribes members. Renell. She was here. I've got some info, so just let me know. All right, let's end on this one. I love playing this little song. I played it the other night. I don't play it very often, but this is a friend of Steve Poltz, Bob Schneider. She says Renell's here. I know she said so, but I'm looking for her to confirm. Huh. She's here. Oh, all right. So Renell, I talked to my dad. What is this? Wednesday. Over the weekend, just to catch up. Maybe Friday. And so that songwriting train trip is still on my radar screen. So that's my number one agenda for getting out of Dodge and giving myself a vacation I never do this year. So it's still pretty cold back there, he said, in Georgia. He's on the Georgia-Alabama line. He said it was like the high was in the 50s, and he has to keep his heater on whatever room he's in because it's cold. And I'm like, well, because I was born here in the Sonoran Desert. So is he. And anything below 80, I'm in a sweatshirt. So we're planning on after things thaw out. So probably June-ish, right when it's getting hot here, I think. We'll see how it works out. So my friend Bill, my former department leader, hasn't checked in. So you guys were part of my agenda. So I'm going to hop on an Amtrak. I haven't been on a train like that since I was 5, when my mom took me and my younger brother back to Massachusetts, where she's from. I've been on the train from Williams to the Grand Canyon a couple of times, but I've been wanting to take a train trip and just bring my guitar and see what songs come out. I want to go to New Orleans. I've never been there. See if I can just busk on the street, not even for money, just to say I did it, or some clubs. And so I mentioned this before. Along that trek, be stopping and seeing my dad. My mom's in a memory facility, so he's not too far in Georgia from that, and you're in Alabama. And so I just wanted to let you know and update you that I still plan on making that trip, and then to go see my friend Bill in South Carolina. So still looking to make that happen. Maybe looking around June-ish. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Maybe July. So since you checked in, I want to let you know, because I told you I'd come see you. I know you and your husband retired there, and I know you're busy like 6 days a week because you're a dual licensed esthetician and massage therapist. So it'll be my gift to get you on your table and share my artistry with you. So since you checked in, I want to let you know that's still on my radar screen. We'll keep all of you abreast of how it turns out and when that's going to happen. I'm looking forward to it. So I want to end this little Bob Schneider song. Bob Schneider, friend of Steve Poltz, from Austin, Texas, and so I want to play this. Soon he was a pilot in the nationally known Amazing Ladies of the Outer Ozone. She didn't have no kids, she didn't have no time. She was a woman of her word, she was a fighter of crime. She looked good in a hat, she had a natural way. With tools and no car, she went to UCLA. And everybody said she was as crazy as a lemon. When she was a girl, she'd spend every afternoon sitting in her backyard pretending to be a fighter ace in the Japanese military. She liked to make up her mind, she kept her feet in the air. She wore her heart on her sleeve, because she'd found it there. It was all well and good until she met this young man, a young pilot named Steve with a beautiful tan. He spoke English and French, and he swam like a swan, had a mouthful of teeth and more style than Cezanne. He could talk to the bees, he could breathe in the air. He wore his heart on his sleeve, because he found it there. And they'd sit in the trees and they'd talk through the night, while the blind moon swam in the pale starry light. They talked and they crowed and they told what they knew. It was better than beer, it was all strange and new. There was grass all around, it was black up above. It was more than hello, It was something like love. And I don't know why life, it seems to be so hard for dreamers like you and me. When love is love, is love, is everywhere. All right, tribe, there you go for this edition of Wind Down Wednesday. Thank you for checking in. Renelle says, awesome, so she got the message. Yeah, it's going to be fun, Amy. There's three routes. So the southernmost route is the one that goes to where I'm heading. New Orleans, I think, and seeing my folks, Alabama, Georgia, seeing Renelle in Alabama, South Carolina, to see my my friend Bill and his bride and their awesome little darling 6-year-old dancing prodigy that's never met me but loves to fall asleep to my bedtime lullaby that I wrote for Amy, and she calls me Uncle Bruce. So I'm planning a fun trip. You're welcome, V. I'm glad you liked it. Thanks, Gene. Thanks, Amy. Yeah, so I was looking to see. So I think they have it's kind of similar to a Europass, where you can buy in Europe, you can buy like a 30-day pass for a flat rate, and you can ride anywhere you want for as often as you want for 30 days. So Amtrak has something similar. So I was looking at buying a pass and just riding the rails. So I did look at the route, so I have to confess, Amy. I was trying to see if there was one that was going near where you are. And I was going to stop in it, let you know, and stop in and say hello. I'm on the southern route, so there are ways to get there, but anyway, it's just right now I'm just kind of looking at that, taking that southern route. All things are possible, so I'm very flexible. But anyway, so yeah, it's going to be a fun. I want to ride those Amtrak trains. I've been doing a ton of research, and I don't need a room for $800 to $1,000 a night to just sit isolated. I can sleep in coach. Go up on top on the observation deck where it's all glass and or heavy duty plexiglass, and you can see out. And they show people on videos that go up there and do that. There's people playing music, and that's what I want to do. I want to bring my guitar, make new friends I haven't met yet, play music for people, get off and busk in New Orleans. I don't know why, just because, and then go see folks along the way, and maybe take a month. I don't know, 3 weeks, and just ride the train. And just enjoy decompressing and looking out the window and see if anything comes out for songs. I'll have my guitar with me, Renelle, so maybe, not inviting myself, maybe while I'm seeing you, you can host one of my, whatever night of the week it ends up being, a Facebook Live performance. I can play live at your place or with you, and we can do a little wine thing, and it'll be great. I'd love to do that. So I'm just looking at making some memories along the way, and taking a songwriting trip, and just riding the train this summer for a little while. So, and documenting that along the way, of course. So we'll see. Oh, thanks, V. Yeah, I'm planning it out. Hopefully, it's going to be a grand adventure. Haley says Amtrak is fun. I completely trust your judgment. Thank you for checking in from Seattle. How wonderful. Good to see you, friend. Yeah, so I'm just kind of looking at seeing how that'll all work out and unfold. So I'll figure it out as always. But anyway, thank you all for being here. Thanks for staying overtime a little bit. And had a great night of sharing music with all of you, as always. And as I say, no matter how large or small the gathering, it's always an esteemed group of tribes members who check in. Thank you so much for honoring me, for being my audience, to give give an audience a breath to my music, which I'm so appreciative of. So, and as always, namaste. The divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Thanks for keeping yourselves healthy. Keep those immune systems bolstered up. Thanks for keeping yourselves well. Enjoy the rest of this Hump Day Wind Down Wednesday. And as I mentioned at the top of the hour or earlier, I've got a client late afternoon and another one. She's an ER nurse and her schedule's always crazy. So she booked for Friday night and I cannot say no to that. So I'll put a banner up. I won't be here Friday unless that cancels, but probably not. And that means I will be back Sunday for Soulful Sunday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you can check in, I'd love seeing you here. Yeah, Aim, it's going to be fun. So I'm planning it out right now. So anyway, thanks again, Tribe. Enjoy the rest of your midweek. Sliding into the weekend, and I will be back on Soulful Sunday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and hope to see you then.